Real Talk Sports. Woo! We are in here, baby. Real Talk Sports Pod 8. The team is here, and it's the start of the football season, baby. Let's get to it. We can talk about the Bears and the Eagles. The 49ers. It's that time of year.
Oh, God.
And before I get too excited, at least Lou was with me. I don't know what video.
Oh, man. Y'all overreacting, man.
We overreacted. It's the beginning of the football season.
Man, football.
Let me get back on task. To my right, too smooth, brother. Wearing, I don't know if that's blue or lavender or I don't know what color scheme he got going on.
Hey, I look good in this.
But he's obviously too cool for school today.
Ladies and pants are too low.
Mr. Vinny Fernandez.
Hello, people of the world, man. Shout out to Tony Romo last night. I didn't start you on my fantasy team, but you sure did make me want to start you.
I can't believe you had him on the bench. Who did you start?
I started Jay Cutler, man. He's playing the coach, man. He's playing the coach.
Okay. Jay Cutler. Okay. And next up, the main man who's always riding. Can't say as much for Vinny.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shots fired.
The real Fernandez.
The real.
Luis. The Lou Fernandez.
The OF. The original Fernandez.
Oh, man. That's terrible.
Welcome, one and all. Real Talk Sports. Woo!
Real Talk Sports Pod number 8, baby. We are in it. It is the beginning of the NFL football season. I feel like a whole new man. I'm excited. This is my favorite part of the year, man. We just had our first taste last night.
Wednesday night football, man.
Wednesday night.
We haven't had one of those in about 60 years.
Giants and the Cowboys. The way to end the regular season is the way we starting up the new one. That's what's up. So y'all give me y'all thoughts on the game, man. The Cowboys obviously won 24-17.
Ooh, Cowboys, they didn't look great the whole way through. I felt that the Giants were more of a consistent team, but the one thing the Cowboys did was they made big plays happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Des Bryant showed out. Miles Austin had a good game. They kept JPP in check. Who the Umanures and the Tucks of the world. That secondary of the Giants, man, it's been murdered.
5 and 6 was starting
by injuries, man.
That's a long way down the depth chart. You got number 5 and 6. Do you even know their name?
Well,
hey, Jackson.
Well, they brought in the guy.
The coach doesn't even know the name.
They brought in the fourth guy, Cole. I don't even know if he's the corner or the safety. I don't know.
He's a corner, but he got hurt too.
He got hurt too, and it's like, what do you do about it?
He was supposed to be replacing Mukamara.
Oh man, Mukamara, man, that kid. I don't even know what to say about all that.
They got to do from section 213 to come down and play.
Yeah, man, it was a great game, man. I don't know. I expected more because you always see the NFL kickoff special. You expect fireworks to go off. You expect big hits, huge plays.
America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
You got DeMarcus Ware on one side and JPP on the other.
Yeah.
Great defensive
end
players.
Hell.
Yeah.
Kiwanuka was quoted saying that he believes JPP can get 30 sacks.
Oh, seriously?
I don't doubt it.
I think he has a chance to really break that record. Just the fact that their defense is loaded.
22.5 sacks is the record right now.
Yeah, I think he'll get it.
And that'll get crushed, I think, anyway. So
yeah, I think he can get 25. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he can get 30.
Well, with the pass rushes we see coming out nowadays, the Alden Smiths, the J.J.
All it takes is somebody to get hot.
These rookies, Von Millers.
And you don't have enough tackles to handle them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
The left tackle game is thin now.
Yeah.
See, I don't think it's thin. I just think that people have overvalued the college tackle. Because I think they play a totally different position than in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Like the college tackle, they don't have to deal with these elite pass rushers.
Right.
Coming at them every down.
Right.
Like how many teams have elite pass rushers in college? Maybe 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? They brought in all these different packages. Probably the LSU's and the Alabamas have those.
Yeah. The rest of the teams have accountants at right time, right end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they get all this hype in the NFL, look at Jason Smith. Trades from the Rams to the Jets. Number 2 overall pick, man.
Yeah, man.
This nigga is on the bench.
I hope the Jets can resurrect him, as they have the power to do.
We'll get to the Jets soon enough.
Yeah, we got a
long time to talk about them. I was impressed with Romo, 22 of 29, 307 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick.
Another tidbit. I want to talk about that one interception he did have. What a play by Tyron Smith, man. It was an interception. He was about to go back for a touchdown. Tyron Smith might have, face masked the guy, caused the penalty, but stopping that touchdown, that really helped them win the game.
Because they had to settle for a field goal.
And Giants ended up settling for a field goal.
So yeah, I think that probably helped them definitely win the game. That settling for that field goal, that was huge. Whenever you can take 6 off the board, that's a move right there, man.
Oh, and he was right there too, man. He should have scored that. But, great play by Tyron Smith.
And although Vinny is upset that he didn't play Romo, he played Jay Cutler against the Colts. My contention is, how could he have known that Kevin Ogletree would catch 8 passes for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns? Okay, this guy turned into Jerry Rice last night. They couldn't cover it.
Well, when you have the 7th-string quarterback, which is non-existent, you got a linebacker back there.
Yeah.
All right, trying to hold Ogletree. Of course, he's gonna run free.
Then DeMarco Murray runs for 131 yards on 20 rushes.
Yeah.
So the ground attack was going. I think he ran a 49-yarder. One run was around 50 yards. Eli on the other side was 21 for 32 with 213 yards and a touchdown. But most importantly, the most important stat to me was Victor Cruz, 3 drops.
3 drops.
Dropping the ball.
Man, I think people are going too hard on Victor Cruz right now.
Turnovers.
I understand.
But you can't though. You didn't establish this presence.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real. Last year, Victor Cruz was known for dropping passes. He dropped about a ball a game. I saw this. I know we all saw this. All right. But everybody wants to showcase, the salsa dancing and the touchdown catches.
Right.
All right. This has been a problem for him ever since last year. His whole career he's had this problem.
Right.
Dropping passes, trying to run before he even gets the ball.
Victor Cruz got an upgrade, man. He's people know him now. He's notable.
Yeah.
And it didn't help that Akeem Nicks, coming off the injury, he wasn't that much of a factor. There was a couple passes that Eli Manning threw that were, for Akeem Nicks, taking advantage of Morris Claiborne, the rookie at LSU.
Yeah.
And I think it was effective, but Akeem Nicks, he wasn't the same as he was at the end of last year.
But that Dallas secondary, I like that. Claiborne and Brandon Carr. That's gonna be a nice little.
That's an upgrade from last year.
Nice little pair.
Yeah.
Because they haven't really had a great secondary in a while.
Nah, not for a minute. Not since Dion was there.
Well, they've been trying to hype up the Terrence Newmans of the world. Keep them relevant.
I can get one of those rookie cards for like 10 cents.
He owns a chop shop around the corner.
So, it wasn't a great game. I thought it was a good game. There were good highlights off of it. I thought that the referees were...
You didn't like the
replacement referees?
The ones who've been coaching.
Okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem I had with the game, which is usually my problem with what I'm watching on television. There's never one thing on that you want to see. There's always 3 things on at the same time. And unfortunately, this game having occurred on Wednesday, it was also the second night of the Democratic National Convention. And on the other channel was Bubba Clinton making his speech.
Bubba Clinton.
So it was hard to go back to that. And every time I would go back to the game, it was on commercial.
Yeah.
It was on commercial. I did it 4 or 5 times. And he was like, that's telling you that there's a lot of punts, a lot of, and it wasn't, it didn't have a flow to it.
The referees made. Well, I'm not gonna blame the referees because my whole thing with the referees, the replacement referees, are that I don't think they would be that much better than the referees we had of old. Because those referees made mistakes a lot too. And I feel like no matter who you have out there, somebody's gonna miss something.
You gotta have Ed Hockley out there, man.
Ed Hockley.
Well, let's be real. Are there any referees with with that reputation that they're great referees? They're perfect. They always get the call.
Well, they work part-time. They're part-time. They have other jobs, so it's very hard to really qualify them as great.
Well, if everything else in the NFL, you talking about trainers, you talking about managers, you're talking about coaches, players, cheerleaders, they're all full-time. Then why can't we have full-time referees, man?
That's what they're fighting over right
That's
now.
an indictment on the NFL. They need to get that taken care of.
Yeah, they got to tighten up. NFL got a lot of problems.
Oh yeah, they're going to tighten it up. Trust me. Las Vegas will make them tighten it up.
Las Vegas will make them.
Okay, because people don't want to bet when the referees are, it's not going right. They want competency at least. They'll be blown calls, but when every other call is a hold, there's a hold on every play in the NFL. Come on, you can't call holding every play. So the game was all right. It was, it wasn't as good as President Clinton's speech. I'll tell you that much.
This guy, he's so hyped up on Mr. Clinton.
Hey man, he had a good. For y'all that didn't check it out, man. President Clinton had a very, very good speech.
He threw it down yesterday.
It was supposed to go 25 minutes. I believe he went about 50.
49.
Yeah, so check that out. Definitely.
We'll be talking about this on Truth Be Told.
Absolutely. So now we're going to go around the NFL. Dare I start with the New York football Jets.
Oh, football. What are the Jets at?
You can't get enough Tebow.
Tebow mania already. He is the I've never seen such a prominent backup.
Yeah.
Ever in my life.
Never. Backup that gets press conferences.
Oh man.
Yeah, red carpet treatment.
His pictures taken of him running with his shirt off in the rain.
Yeah.
My whole thing with Tebow is recently I did my fantasy football draft. Shout out to my fantasy football league. We did our draft. And, you know when a player isn't worthy of being noticed when he's picked in the 17th round. He 17. Was the second to last pick, and it was more of a pick to be a joke.
Come on.
He didn't deserve to be picked up.
Now, when he's starting in week 7, somebody gonna be upset.
I'm just saying, man.
If he's starting in week 7, that means our season is in deep trouble.
Yeah, some people would say different because they would say if you have the same amount of manpower, basically, that you had in Denver, a great defense,
but
a very average offense.
One problem with that, they had an offensive line.
Yeah, Denver always had a solid offensive line.
Denver has a very, very underrated offensive line, and ours is very, very bad.
So that offensive line, you guys have acquired Jason Smith,
the number 2 pick,
of
the 2009 draft. So now they have the number 2 pick, the number 4 pick Sanchez, and the number 11 pick Aaron Maven.
Oh yeah, so y'all just doing numbers in New York
from the 2009 draft.
So let's start there with that offensive line. Is that an upgrade? Because the infamous Wayne Hunter
had fallen apart psychologically, man. Yeah. He'd fallen down mentally.
Yeah, he took a lot.
He couldn't handle it anymore. He made a comment about the fans being sharks over there. It's just that you hear the louder fans. Yeah. They're the louder, the squeaky wheel always gets the grease. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of very knowledgeable fans in New York that don't say nothing. They don't even boo.
Yeah.
They just they stay quiet, like Atlanta fans do when something bad happens. But you keep hearing. But I'm saying they do the same thing, and what happens is it gets misinterpreted because you hear all these loud fans like, you suck, and it's like
the man needs to get over it. You play for the New York. Keyword New York Jets. Okay, you're gonna hear it if you suck.
Yeah, if you suck.
Mark Sanchez.
And if you're good, trust me, you will hear it too, man. They will revere you.
Well, we know he wasn't good.
No.
I think it's an indictment on Jason Smith that the fact that you could trade Wayne Hunter for him. Like,
yeah.
I'm thinking Jason Smith is trash because we gave Wayne Hunter for him.
When I seen that headline, I was like, dog.
Yeah, how the mighty hath fallen.
Man.
It goes down really quick. And remember, number 3 pick in that draft was Curry. Curry's already gone. Yeah. So A lot of players from that draft.
Yeah, the 09 draft. Yeah.
09 draft are having difficulties lately. Freeman didn't have that great year.
Well, Jason Smith, I see him as he had injury issues. He's always had a nagging injury problem. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Right. It's concussion.
Oh, concussion.
Yeah.
But it's strange that a lineman would have those concussion issues. Concussions aren't a big thing for a lineman.
Let's just say something. Message.
I'm just saying, man.
Maybe it's his blocking technique.
Well, hopefully when he goes up against Mario Williams upcoming this week, the Buffalo Bills.
First game, man.
The New York Jets.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, he's not going up against him. It's Austin Howard, the undrafted free agent.
Oh, yeah.
Who replaced Wayne Hunter.
On that
So
right side.
Austin Howard will be taking on Mario Williams this coming Sunday.
And then I hear Bilal Powell overtook Joe McKnight.
Oh, Joe McKnight's about to get. He's about to get up.
If Joe McKnight were not able to return kicks, he wouldn't be on this team. But he's an elite kick returner.
Okay.
So, Mike Westhoff, they're gonna appease him by keeping him on the squad.
Well, hopefully Joe McKnight won't have to deal with the criticism from the college football world. There have been recent allegations about Joe McKnight getting
improper benefits.
Improper benefits
another
at
Reggie
USC.
Bush, Cam Newton type deal.
What the hell was Pete Carroll doing over
Over at
there?
USC,
man?
they had a good program.
Everybody was getting paid.
I went to the wrong school.
They said they told
Man.
I remember they told Mark Sanchez on draft day when he finally got to the draft. They said, "You're taking a pay cut now, going to the NFL." Aren't you? After playing at USC, man.
Well, Lane Kiffin, he's trying to keep it on the low though. But I'm off track, man. Let's get back to the man in question, Joe McKnight.
Joe McKnight.
Kick returner, great. Running back, terrible. I still think the Jets.
He said terrible.
I still think the Jets are running back. I don't know. There's something about running back. You just don't know when to get them. Ever since Curtis Martin retired.
Wow, he went back to Curtis Martin.
We have not had a consistent running back who stayed with the
you
team.
got Sean Green. What are you talking about?
Man, if you don't get that shit
Sean Green, Bilal Powell, Joe McKnight.
I'll burn him.
These offensive coordinators are shaking in their boots.
That just sounds like an all-star cast right there.
That's nothing, man. I mean, look at the San Francisco 49ers.
Woo!
They have Frank Gore,
Yes.
Kendall Hunter,
Yes.
Brandon Jacobs,
Yes.
LaMichael James.
Yes.
All those running backs are better than all of the Jets running backs, in my opinion. Maybe LaMichael James is the one person.
Well, Carolina too, man. Carolina doesn't have some bad
Mike
running
Tolbert,
backs.
D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart. They're three guys who are very good.
Yeah. So I mean, they have issues.
So what direction are y'all going with this offense? Because I know they say ground and pound, but I don't see it.
The whole season is predicated on the offensive line. If the offensive line stinks and we can't run the ball and we got to do 3 and outs, it doesn't matter how good the defense is.
Yeah.
That's with any team, though.
They'll get tired. Yeah.
Any team who doesn't have a good offensive line wouldn't be.
Right.
Or
you won't be in the plaplayoffs.
They can't
or
have a
the,
good blocking scheme.
Be the 1990 Detroit Lions. Sorry, Barry.
That's tough.
So yeah, it digressed. What about your receiving core, the great Santonio?
Santonio has rededicated himself
Man, let's just say
to being a good leader, a good example, a good player, a good teammate.
Nice. It sounds really nice.
It sounds beautiful. It's a wonderful sound, but we're waiting for them to strap it on Sunday. I mean, but the kid Stephen Hill looks like the real deal every time. Even though he's had the dropsies also.
Looking like Victor Cruz out there.
He's looking like Victor Cruz. But, I mean, the kid gets open, like, all the time. He's always open. So, and it looks like he's the type that is not going to have a problem getting deep at all. It's just a question of getting him the ball and for him to hold on to it. So, the biggest key in the receiving core is Dustin Keller. If Dustin Keller is healthy and he can... To me, Dustin Keller shouldn't have no less than 5 catches a game.
I hope you heard the sound of me rolling my eyes.
The sound of him rolling his eyes.
It's just that we talk so much about the Jets offense and what they can do and what they should do. And let's be real. They can't do anything. I have to see it because on paper,
you haven't seen it. You haven't seen Sperano's offense yet with the Jets. This is Sperano's offense. This isn't Shoddy anymore. So I mean, Brian Schottenheimer being with the Rams now.
Well, I'm just talking about on paper. I mean, even on paper, I'm looking at this depth chart, and I'm looking at, our weapons.
Yeah.
The only guy people are actually going to give a crap about is Antonio Holmes. All you got to do is shadow a safety.
You can't forget about your number 2 receiver,
well,
Cromartie.
Stephen hit. Oh, Mr. Cromartie.
You weren't ready for that one.
Our number 2 receiver is Keller after Holmes.
What do you mean? You got this Cromartie guy saying he's
the way the press talks it, Dustin Keller doesn't exist. Right?
That's cute until the game starts and he needs to check the other number 2 receiver and keep it rolling.
Would Ryan Grant fit in you guys' offense?
Oh man, I don't think the Jets are going to do any pickups, man. I think
no,
I really don't. I think they're happy with what they have.
Okay.
I wouldn't want them to make any pickups after that Tebow pickup.
Well, I mean, hey, you got Chad Johnson, you got T.O., you got Plax, all sitting on reserve.
Naming a whole bunch of guys on menopause.
Yeah, this is
y'all could use Plax back.
Oh yeah,
he knows the playbook. He was a great
he
red
doesn't know
zone.
the playbook. It's a totally different playbook.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's Sperano now.
You're right. It's
Sperano.
But he was a great red zone option for you guys last season.
Yeah, but
he had something like 7 touchdowns.
I also heard that he split up the clubhouse.
Really?
He was a derisive figure.
He was a cancer. He has a big mouth. He's like Antonio Holmes.
Yeah, he can't keep his mouth shut.
Damn it. Sorry, Plax, I tried. Well, so you guys got the Bills. What's the score on that game? Give me your game 1, week 1. Beginning of the 93rd NFL season. 93 years.
I'm going 17-10 Jets.
17-10 Jets. I'm going 24-21 Jets.
I mean, you think the Jets will score that much?
Yeah.
I was about to say,
I think so.
I'm going more like 14-10.
I think people are totally underestimating. I think people are totally underestimating Mark Sanchez. I really believe that he can do.
Sanchez has a head of fire. He's a man committed right now. You can see it on his face.
Yeah, they try to get him in the interviews, man, and he's just like,
he's good.
I've been here too long now.
Yeah, he's
it's
good.
not, it's not gonna get to me anymore.
Well, after dealing with Tebow, he's a master press man. After dealing with all these Tebow,
you learn fast.
So I mean, yeah, I think the Jets are gonna be somewhere around 10-6 this year, 11-5.
Okay.
I think they have that. I think they have the ability. Being 8-8 last year when it was a total disaster.
Yeah.
I think they can come back this year and be 2 games better. Sure.
You think the ground and pound is gonna work?
That's the whole thing, man. That's where the whole, like I said, that's where the whole season just pivots on. It's if it's happening, then God bless them. They'll be able to hold teams. And they're going to be able to pass rush.
Yeah.
Quentin Coples and Muhammad Wilkerson are going to be a force. Not to mention Kendrick Ellis.
Oh, yeah, they're saying your defense is top 5 already.
Our defensive line is very, very good right now. Kendrick Ellis, Wilkerson, DeVito, Buha, Coples. Now we got Marcus Dixon back again. So they got some players on that front line.
What about that linebacking core? We don't even need to bring up the secondary.
The linebackers are old. They're on their last legs. Brian Thomas and Scott are on their last years, I believe, with the Jets. I also think Calvin Pace is in his last year too.
Really? How old is Calvin Pace?
I think Calvin Pace is around 30, 31. I think he's up there. He's a.
Well, he never lived up to what the Jets.
Yeah, he never lived up to what we needed him to be. We wanted him to be
an elite.
We wanted to be more what Aaron Maben was last year,
right.
And he's never done that.
Right.
And so Aaron Maben is ready to take at least one of those slots. Then they got Ricky Sapp. Well, actually, they got rid of Ricky Sapp yesterday. They dropped him.
Yeah.
So they're going to be looking in the draft for linebackers next year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, yeah, that's the Jets report. I'm gonna sit them right at about 9 and 7. Mm-hmm. I think they're right somewhere in that ballpark.
I'm in the same area as you. I don't feel that we've made enough upgrades to be better. I think that the team last year was actually better than the team we have now.
Yeah, his last year just mentally.
I just think Sanchez is going to be better this year, and that's going to be 2 games worth 2 games. Dividend. So now we can go on to those Falcons.
Welcome to Atlanta. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm very excited about our team. The roster has shaken out. We got rid of the old veteran Chris Redmond. That hurt a little bit. You know, he's been with the team since
man,
'92.
Who cares, man? Like the 2 games, man. Chris Redmond. Like you call it for everybody.
Those Chris Redmond shout outs.
Hey, man. Gotta shout out my old Falcons. Redmond, I gotta shout out Obi Mahaley. I don't even know if he's on anybody's roster yet.
Oh, man, he's taking a dip. Yeah.
He was
What's up with that? This guy is, is
Hey, man, fullbacks.
It's the position he plays as well. Because he's a great blocker.
He's an excellent,
great blocker. But I don't know if he's still rehabbing or I don't know. I haven't heard
the
anything
fullback
about
position has been changing recently, man.
Yeah.
There aren't as many like the Mike Allstars of the world. Don't exist. You know, the only guy who I can see as a top flight fullback. You know, I can't even really name one. You know, maybe
Owen Schmidt,
Mike Tolbert. You know, he's a fullback.
John Connor, the Terminator.
Hey, let's not get on John Connor. Yeah, he has to make enough to do.
Yeah, he barely made that team, by the way.
Yeah, man, tell us more about your Falcons.
The Falcons, I'm excited. Like I said, everybody's been buzzing on Julio. That's been the talk of the town. Julio this, Julio that. I'm like, all right,
Julio.
Let's quell the fire.
Yeah.
Let's do some things first.
Yeah.
Julio mess around and come out and get hurt.
If
that happens,
and,
man.
And God forbid, I love Julio. I've always been for us giving up those draft picks for him because I felt like he was worth it, Because at the top of their draft, him and AJ Green, they're in the elite receiver class compared to everybody else.
Well, now that we've seen a little bit of what Julio can do and what AJ Green can do, would you have as the Bengals? Would you have taken Julio over AJ Green?
No, not as the Bengals. No, because I think last season AJ Green was a little bit better. He played. I think in an extra game or 2 more than Julio. Because Julio missed either 3 or 4 games. And I think Green missed like 1 or 2 games, and it showed on the stat line. But Julio was a shoe step behind, So. No, I don't blame him at all. Actually, who was that? Mike Tomlin that said he believes that Green is the best receiver in the game.
Well, I won't be with him saying that. 'Cause I think Calvin Johnson has it by a mile.
Yeah.
And Larry Fitz, another guy.
But I mean, he was blowing a little smoke. They're playing him this week, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. He's blowing a little smoke. He's like, he's raw. He's athletic. He can catch anything.
Wait. Fact check. It's not Pittsburgh. Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's at Denver.
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, that's a Sunday night game.
I apologize. Pittsburgh is at Denver this week.
Yeah.
Cincinnati has a nice little matchup against the Ravens.
Oh yeah, okay.
They're over at Baltimore. AJ Green will get to see whoever's going to be quarterback.
Whoever's going to be. They got a decent secondary in Baltimore. I'm more worried about those linebackers, man. Ray Lewis is getting up there, man. I hate to see him unfold in front of our eyes.
But it's going to happen. They're going to have to drag him off the field.
He's getting old. That 52 is moving slower and slower.
I think this guy's going to be playing until he's 50 years old, man.
I
see him out
say
there.
it ain't so.
It always seems
I mean, I
way.
can't look at the Ravens team without looking at number 52 or number 20, back there.
Well, you better get used to like a 56 when he makes it back.
Okay, but
T-Sizzle.
By the way, I have some breaking Falcons news. Dominique Franks is back with the Falcons after getting cut last week.
Who cares?
No, that's great. He adds great depth to our secondary.
Yeah.
I think they cut him. I think that was just one of those moves. Like, they knew they was going to get him back. Like, we're going to have to cut you. We'll come pick you up in a few days. I like Franks. He's very, very...
He's a quick guy.
He reminds me of like Rogers Cromartie out in Philly. He's long, athletic, real lanky. He can jump. He played well in the spot duty last year. He got a little playing time last season. He just looked inexperienced, but he definitely has. He's raw. He has all the talent. So we definitely gonna keep him. Yeah, I like the way our roster has shored up. We're gonna ride this thing with Sam Baker.
Do you think they're gonna be able to protect that quarterback, man?
The Chiefs have a good
offensive line,
man.
I mean, honestly, for me, the only weakness is left tackle. Like I said, the right tackle, I love
blind side. The worst possible place to have a weakness.
Tamba Ali coming off the corner, Derek Johnson.
Isn't he? Is it? He suspended the first game, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some kind of drugs.
Didn't pay child support or something.
Marty syndrome.
Late on his student loan payment.
Right. Sally Mae start getting
Sally Mae.
If Sally Mae start getting you locked up, it's a wrap for a lot of us. There's gonna be a lot of folks in the clean. But yeah, we digress. Then I like our offense. Like I said, Roddy, Julio, I expect them to tear up the league. I expect those two, because we're gonna definitely go to a more passing offense. They've been talking about it all off season. We still gonna be a running team, but they're trying to transition a little bit more to a passing attack.
Now I have a question for you, Mr. Baker. I mean, y'all are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs had a barrage of injuries last year. Eric Berry went down, Jamal Charles went down.
Yeah, they're gonna look good.
Bo went down. I was wondering if you were worried about the rushing attack. You know, you have Peyton Hillis and Jamal Charles back there. You know, those guys, you know, they can get some rushing yardage.
Well, you know, we got a good blocking scheme. I'm not really worried because they're going to be definitely protecting Matt Ryan because, like I said, we already know that we have issues at left tackle. So, I don't know. I like our fullback. I like...
well, I'm talking about defensively. How are you going to...
Oh, you're talking about us rushing?
Yeah.
I apologize. Okay, I thought you were talking about us being rushed.
No, I'm talking about rushing defense.
Oh, okay, yeah. I expect a big year out of Ray Evans. I expect a big year because, you know, we got him last season out of Minnesota. He didn't quite play as well as we wanted last season, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
So he's been saying he feels 100 times better. You know, all of the training camp hoopla. Yeah. But I believe John Abraham still got a good year left in him. So those two paired, along with the rotation, Croy Bierman, Lawrence Sidbury.
My thing with the Falcons is I'm surprised they haven't gotten another elite pass rusher, maybe to be mentored under.
Well, this is what I've been saying. They're grooming this kid Witherspoon. All right, people haven't really seen him. Okay, Dick Nolan, the new defensive coordinator, is an attack. It's an attack defense. And Witherspoon is going to be a huge part of it.
Absolutely.
And you're going to see his athleticism stand out. That's what they're counting on. Yeah. That he's going to start being a factor in these games with his rush. Because he's going to be rushing the passer this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, and again, you know, our linebacking core, all of that, everything looks good. You know, we got my man starting in the middle, Akeem Dent. I'm still on the fence. You know, I like Dent.
He's below average to average.
Well, he didn't have the experience.
Yeah.
You know, he got drafted last year, and the man played special teams the whole season. And then he goes from special teams to starting middle linebacker. That's quite a jump. And I mean, I definitely believe, but he gonna need some support the first few weeks.
Well, losing Lofton, I think, really hurt you guys. But I think you can make it up. That secondary is very much improved.
As long as Dent is better in pass coverage than Lofton is worth it to me, because that was our liability. Lofton in pass coverage, third downs, we was getting killed. So as long as that's upgraded, I can give a little bit because our defensive line, like I said, our ends. You know, we got Parade Jerry. He's starting to actually finally look like the pick that we used on him because we know we drafted Jerry high.
Yeah.
And he's been a backup DJ.
Yeah, he's been.
So
he has to step up big.
Babineau has been hurt. He's been starting. So hopefully that pays.
Oh, yeah, he's getting the reps.
Yeah, hopefully that pays dividends. I love our secondary. I love William Moore, Brent Grimes, Asante Samuel, Dante Robinson. You know, I really do like our secondary.
Oh yeah, I think your secondary is readily improved.
That's been our issue.
The top in the league now, in my opinion.
That's been our issue. We've been getting killed in the
one of the top.
But can they beat those Saints? Can they get over that hump?
I think so.
Can they win that division? I contend they can. I'm picking them to win the division.
We fluttered with it the past few seasons. Like we split it with them. They'll win one, we'll win one. They swept us one year. I think this is the year because that's always a huge rivalry.
Well, the Saints got their own problems to deal with this upcoming week. They get the season debut of RG3. So we get to see what RG3 can do against that Saints team and see if the Saints are, if these allegations can really bother them.
He has some opportunity with that Saints defense because they're hurting too. They've lost like 3 or 4 linebackers.
But they did pick up a couple guys.
Absolutely, because they've had to. They need bodies. They need bodies. Out of everybody that's been suspended, and then they got 2 or 3 of their transplants that are hurt. Lofton's hurt. Who else did they get? Was it Hawthorne?
No. Didn't they get it wasn't D'Amico Ryan, was it?
No.
He went to the Eagles.
Yeah, the linebacker that they got.
Was it Barrett Rude?
Something like that.
Barrett Rude went to the Rams.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, they didn't pick on
But yeah, half the cats they picked up ain't playing on Sunday. So
Right.
I'm very interested to see how the Saints. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you can't count them out too hard because they still got Drew Brees, and he's running the offense anyways. But you can't tell me that it doesn't affect them not having their head coach.
Well, they got rid of the head coach, and then the interim head coach got taken out. You know, so
They got the offensive line coach coaching the team.
I want to see what happens when those big decisions need to be made.
Yeah, when you got to pull that trigger, definitely. Yeah. And I mean, New Orleans still on offense. They're stocked.
Oh yeah.
Those running backs and those receivers.
Oh yeah, and I think Derek Sproles is gonna have another.
Jimmy Graham, they got numbers. So that's
you
why
you forget sometimes that they have so many,
weapons. You can't count them out. Mark Ingram, all the running backs that they
Aaron
got.
Thomas, they had to drop Chris Ivory, who I think is a better running back than any running back on the Jets.
He'll be picked up. Back to the Jets. Tannenbaum, you need to give Lou and Vinny a call.
They're not pleased. We'll have some.
They're not pleased with what you're doing. With
He doesn't even have to call us. He can call Joe Namath. Joe Namath doesn't, agree with what he's been doing either.
Oh, Broadway Joe.
Oh yeah, Broadway Joe is totally not on board with what they're doing.
So what do you think was one of the best games on the slate for this week, this first week?
The first week.
Who are you interested in seeing?
Well, the one you were just mentioning, RG3. I want to see him. I want to see Luck playing the Bears.
I feel bad for Luck. Your first week you're going against that
haunted
Bears defense?
I don't think it's going to be that tough because I think the Bears, being a Tampa 2 defense, a cover 2 defense, he's going to have a lot of opportunities to hit some guys. I think he has a great chemistry with Reggie Wayne and Austin Collie. You just don't have a running game, and I think that's going to kill him.
Still got Julius Peppers out there. Still got Brian Urlacher supposed to be playing. Lance Briggs. I don't care what you say. Somebody's coming.
My game that I want to see, San Francisco at Green Bay.
Yeah.
Great game.
That is damn near like the preview of the Super Bowl.
Late game on Fox. 4:25 start. That's going to be a hell of a game.
And the thing that's intriguing about that game is the conflicting styles. Packers who just pass. They don't necessarily concern themselves with the run. Then you go over to San Francisco, who's run.
Yes. I love it, man. It's going to be a nice bruising game. Maybe we'll see Aaron Rodgers, best quarterback in the NFL. The best defense in the NFL. We get to see Patrick Willis out and Smith. We get to see that great Niners defense.
That is going to be firepower
against that great Green Bay offense. It's going to be one of those games.
You know what? It's the NFL equivalent of Michigan, Alabama.
Hold on for a minute.
Stop.
Wait a minute now.
No, you didn't
even try to hate on me. On the Real Talk Sports. First off, ladies and gentlemen, I am an avid Michigan Wolverines and Georgia Bulldogs fan.
First of all, you just insulted the Packers.
My Wolverines. Hold on for a minute.
You compared the Packers to the Wolverines?
I just wanted to get a charge out of Baker.
He just hit me up. My boys took a L. They took a tough L.
What do you mean a tough L? They took a dig in the
All right. Didn't nobody say nothing about Syracuse.
They took
So yeah.
Only college basketball though, please.
So yeah, like I said,
beat.
we took an L. We got our ass beat by Alabama, but we still got a Heisman candidate on the team. Denard Robinson will contend. We will win. We will go on a streak.
Oh yeah.
My Wolverines will be fine. We dropped in the rankings a little bit.
Michigan State getting all the jabs in.
The Paul Bunyan Trophy is coming back. But we digress.
Oh man.
The other big game on Sunday for me is the late Sunday game, Pittsburgh at Denver.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning back. Steelers, if he takes a big hit, how he handles it.
He's the quarterback because Big Ben, his offensive line is a little leaky.
Big Ben is always about to topple down.
Yeah.
He's more like the Leaning Tower of Pisa than Big Ben. You know what I'm saying? He's always on the brink. The final game I want to watch, is of course that Cincinnati-Baltimore game. I think that's going to be a great divisional matchup.
Ray Rice, man.
Oh well, the whole thing with me is I want to see how Andy Dalton comes out. I want to see if he makes that.
Andy Dalton, I think people underestimate him. I really do. From everything I've been hearing,
he's a red-headed kid who gets no love. He reminds me of Matt Hasselbeck. He does everything right, but he doesn't get the proper respect.
He's gonna come out firing. When you got AJ Green out there, he's gonna come out. There's no reason not to come out firing.
Don't think Ed Reed's gonna have something for his ass?
I don't know.
I just don't think
Ed Reed has to be in the proper position. I don't think Ed Reed is gonna necessarily be playing defense on AJ Green. He's not gonna. They're not necessarily gonna be on the same side. So it'll be interesting that matchup to see how it all pans out, because that Baltimore defense. You can never. Their defense is always at the top.
And I just don't think the Bengals really upgraded their offense to the level I would want it.
They didn't make as many moves.
They didn't make any moves. Besides, of course, AJ Green, he's elite, no doubt. Jermaine Gresham is a great tight end. I think he's going to show out this year. I think losing Cedric Benson might hurt. I don't like that. I don't like Ben Jarvis.
I wouldn't have let Cedric Benson go. He's been nothing but consistent.
And I think that him being injured in the start of his career saves his legs a little bit.
Yeah.
They saved his legs, and I think he has a few more years to go. I think Green Bay made a great pickup.
Green Bay made an excellent pickup. Excellent. If for nothing else, for pass protection.
Oh, and I got one more matchup I just want to include. We got the Battle of the Dunces, Jacksonville at Minnesota. This might be the worst game on television.
Who do the Browns play? Wait.
The Browns they have to face the Eagles.
At Cleveland.
I started Jeremy Maclin on my fantasy.
Mike Vick, you better throw for fucking 300.
Well, the other game that I'm looking at that I want to see the two quarterbacks, because one is going up and the other one's going down. Is Carolina at Tampa Bay.
Woo!
I want to see those two big quarterbacks,
that's
who are similar.
Now that's gonna be a big game.
That's gonna be a big game. It's gonna be.
But I think Cam is extremely. He's trying too hard to not hit this sophomore slump. I think Cam is gonna muscle his way through that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't worry about that.
He's going to muscle his way through that.
If anybody could do it, it's Cam Newton.
I honestly heard him when he said it. Like, I'm not gonna be slumping.
I think Cam's gonna have 30 touchdowns and 10 rushing touchdowns.
Hey, but I still think that the Bucs are not something to sneeze at. All right, getting Vincent Jackson. All right, he is a monster.
Doug Martin starting at tailback.
Giving Freeman that target. He's never had a target like that. Who is his best receiver? Mike Williams. Michael Clayton. These jokes of starters. No offense to Mike Williams. He's a good two guy. But I don't think he's a starting receiver in the NFL. Vincent Jackson makes that team much more better. Doug Martin, great pickup. Yeah. And having LeGarrette Blount back there with him, it gives you options.
And I think that's going to get sticky because LeGarrette Blount is not a happy camper. He's gotten his starting spot taken.
Hey, he needs to get over it. Yeah. Play better, sir.
And catch the ball out of the backfield, because apparently this new coach, he likes running backs to catch the ball.
That's always a good move. But yeah, I'm interested. I want to definitely see what Freeman is going to do. Because I thought Freeman looked great his rookie season. He looked great. Then his sophomore season, he hit the bricks.
Yeah.
But you could tell his motivation wasn't there.
Yeah.
He just wasn't there mentally.
Well, you had the team was always in flux. I never felt that he had a stable situation. He never had a veteran on the offense really to guide him. Really, he was the savior. You know what I mean? He's playing the Cam Newton role in Tampa Bay.
He didn't have help though. He doesn't have the running game that Cam Newton has. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a wide receiver like Steve Smith to throw to. So
it's going to be an interesting week one, man. We have a lot of nice matchups, man. Hopefully, we get some good football.
I don't believe that'll be a problem at all. You got a whole off season. People got off seasons. They got a chance to learn playbooks. And I'm we can't move anywhere without talking about my Lions now.
Oh, right.
You skimmed through my Falcons. You rushed me through that.
So. Hey man, we don't rush you through the Falcons. We all know what the Falcons are.
So it's cool, baby.
We know what the Falcons are capable of. I think that's old news. I think everybody is like,
it's not old
pretty
news
much on those
fucking playoff with.
Hey, now you come up with this Detroit crap. They playing the Rams, man.
They're playing the Rams. There's too much of a story there.
Revamped how? How?
They said Sam Bradford is looking good.
One thing we know is they're going to throw the ball. Because Brian Schottenheimer is their offensive coordinator.
They said Sam Bradford has been looking excellent.
Well, tell the Lions defense to be ready for totally out of whack plays, stunts and sweeps and wildcat plays with players.
Lots of formations.
All right,
lots of formations.
I think the wide nine will be able to handle that.
like end arounds at 3rd and 1.
Detroit has been constantly working on that secondary. Like I said, we got a rookie, Bill Bentley. He's been getting a lot of playing time.
Won't you
come Alfonso home, Smith.
Won't you come home?
Alfonso Smith has been dethroned.
Man, that cornerback situation is really bleak.
Picked up Jacob Lacey.
They called me this morning, asked me if I wanted to come in.
We got Old Faithful out there still, Chris Houston.
Oh,
Chris Houston.
He can't even get a spot on the Falcons anymore.
Yeah, he got. I knew they was gonna get rid of him.
Oh, yeah.
I knew they was gonna get rid of him. He was getting beat too much for it. He's definitely developed in Detroit. Because when he was with Atlanta, I hated.
He was
Chris
getting beat like Tina Turner.
I hated Chris Houston when he was in. You just seen him dreads swinging and him chasing somebody. Come on, man.
That's on the back of his uniform a lot.
You can't wear dreads and not be a dope player. Because nobody wants to see dreadheads trying to chase somebody.
Trying to chase somebody who they just got burnt by.
The offensive line, we seem pretty solid. The receiving
I don't think
core,
your offense is going to have that much of an issue. I think your offense is.
the running back is the biggest issue.
Besides the running back.
Running back is the biggest issue. You know, Jonathan Best is on the pup list.
I don't think you guys run the ball that much. I don't think that's
They want to, though. They want that balance. They want that balanced attack. They say LaShore has been looking good.
See, I'm just like, you got Calvin Johnson, man. Run a freaking, run a streak up the field and
But
throw it
see,
up.
you know, you got to still keep it fresh. Because, you know.
See, you want to keep it fresh or you want to win. All right.
Oh, okay.
Don't they have Burleson?
Yeah.
No,
Burleson.
I think Burleson's
Titus
a big
Titus
deal.
Young, Calvin Johnson, Ryan Broyles.
Yeah, Broyles too. I heard is.
Yeah, they try to keep that receiving cupboard stocked, to say the least.
It's really stuck. Just having Calvin Johnson, he requires at least 2 to 3 people on him at all times.
Yeah.
So Kevin Smith and LaShore are healthy. Javid Best is still.
Yeah, he's down.
He's down.
The next up is Keelan Williams, second year, little speedster, little small back. But I like him. I just don't know how durable he'll be. He's little.
I like Kevin Smith. You know, I think he did well for the Lions last year.
He did.
I like
good.
Kevin Smith.
He's really solid. He's a really solid.
I mean, I liked him when he got drafted. I just think his head was in the wrong place. That's why the Lions cut him, and he got it together and came back even better.
Well, I'm saying, like, when you come out of high
Did he
school,
swallow the weed?
You know, out there at the University of Central Florida, ain't no telling.
Ain't no telling.
When Kevin Smith was coming out of high school, he was one of the most highly sought out prospects. You know, he was a huge player. I remember looking at all these Rise magazines and all these things.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith on the cover. You know what I'm saying? You know, huge player. You know, so I think he has a talent. It's all about, can he put it on the field?
Yeah. And he put it all together. I think the Lions are going to be fine.
No question about Matt Stafford.
What do you predict they're going to finish in that division?
Wins.
That's a tough division.
11 wins.
You think they're going to have 11 wins? I don't even think the Packers will have 11 wins.
Really?
I don't think so. Because I think that they'll lose to these teams, the Bears and maybe the Lions, at least once.
I don't know.
And the 49ers, they play the first game of the year. I think there's a very good chance that they could lose.
They could lose. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm being optimistic. I want my Lions to take another step. You know what I mean? We seen the development of the Lions last season, but I still believe there's another step. There's another gear.
Yeah, well, from 10-6, you know, I would say, you know, they're worth another game, another 2 games.
I give them a game. That's why I said 11 games. I got both my teams sitting at 11, 12 wins.
It's tough for me to give the Lions that step up, mainly because I think that the rest of the NFC has upgraded.
Yeah, their division is tough.
Somebody's going to not make the playoffs and be upset.
Like, you had
Packers, Lions, Bears.
You could win 10 games in there and not make the playoffs.
Then in the NFC East, you got Eagles, Cowboys,
Sorry, Minnesota.
Eagles, Cowboys, Giants.
Yeah.
You have 6 teams right there.
I mean, you figure you're only going to get one from the South. Okay? It'll probably be the Falcons.
But even that's a stretch. Because the Saints.
Well, that's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Falcons in the South. The West is going to be interesting.
Niners.
You know, Niners. And then, you know, it's going to be a battle.
Cardinals might
in the
as well
center,
not play football
in the
this
Central.
year.
Woo, yeah.
The Cardinals shouldn't play football this year.
I'm not gonna shit on the Cardinals yet. Because
I think the Cardinals and the Dolphins can be an expansion team this year.
I do think the Cardinals may be the worst.
Or just combine them, make one team. The Arizona Dolphins.
Who do you think gets the number 1 pick coming up in the end of the year? You know, who gets the shot at Matt Barkley?
Dolphins.
Matt Barkley
from USC.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a Jimmy Clausen type of thing. The Dolphins gonna get the first pick and draft Matt Barkley, and Tannehill's gonna slowly get slid to the 2 spot.
Slowly get slid to oblivion.
You know,
I don't know.
and then Pat Devlin will be the number 3.
I'm hoping that they do what Dolphins usually do, and you know, decide to stick with Tannehill and pick someone else. You know, that's what I'm hoping for because I want to see Matt Barkley in the AFC East.
Well, I want to go through the list of all the rookie quarterbacks we have starting games this year. You know, we have Mr. Luck, of course, against the Bears. You know, good luck, Mr. Luck.
Good luck.
All right, you have Brandon Weeden against that Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Good luck, Mr.
It's a wrap. And especially they don't know what Trent Richardson is yet. He hasn't been healthy. It is a wrap. It's not looking good in Cleveland. I mean, but you haven't. Nobody's talked about the old top pick Montario Hardesty, who'll be starting. No Montario Hardesty. You guys?
He's on the downswing in Cleveland.
He hasn't had an upswing. He hasn't done anything. His first season he was hurt, and then it's been spot duty ever since. He hasn't played enough.
They messed up getting rid of Peyton Hillis, who I thought was a big cruiser.
Absolutely.
Who did very well for them. You know,
but they didn't replace him. That's the whole thing.
Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you need more than one back. You know what I'm saying?
I'd have been running split back with Trent Richardson and Peyton Hillis.
Well, my whole thing with the Browns is that defense is going to be hurt mainly because Joe Hayden. You know, he got a little bit. He's been taking Adderall. You know, trying to be a little smart ass and
trying to be a tough guy.
Whatever. You know, so
and I mean, rightfully so. He is the man on that defense.
He's the only man on that defense, apparently.
What do you mean? You got DeQuell Jackson.
Woo! DeQuell Jackson sighting.
Anyway, Brandon Weeden's going to have a tough time. Let me move on to the rest of these rookie quarterbacks. RG3. He's going up against the New Orleans Saints.
What's acceptable numbers for RG3 and Andrew Luck their first game?
I'm looking at 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards for both of them. You know, well, maybe not 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 touchdown.
How many interceptions you give him?
I think RG3 is going to have 2 picks. I think Andrew Luck isn't going to have any. I think RG3.
Andrew Luck isn't going to have any?
I think Andrew Luck looked really good
against the Bears. I got a feeling that
I think Julius Peppers is going to introduce himself.
I think the Saints are going to get more
Mr.
picks
Luck.
on RG3 because I think RG3 takes more chances.
You think the Saints are going to get more picks? Who do they still have back there?
Travis Porter.
Travis, yeah, where you at? Tracy Porter,
I'm sorry.
Tracy Porter.
They still have Roman Harper, who is one of the top.
See, they got all these old guys.
Yeah, they were good in 2008.
Solid, and they're still good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like these guys.
Who you got playing linebacker for the Saints?
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's stop.
Linebacker, Tom Benson?
You're really, he's starting a short circuit here trying to remember.
But I went my last rookie quarterback, well, not the last, but the one I actually care about, fuck Tannehill. Russell Wilson on the Seattle Seahawks.
Russell Wilson, the storyline of the season.
Wisconsin.
I'm loving it because I thought Russell Wilson was a very good quarterback option coming out of the draft.
Now that's the dude I would have drafted if I were the Jets, and I'd have put him as my Wildcat. Okay,
but of
is
course,
he strong enough?
But he's not the Christian leader in sales. I'm sorry.
Which would and like I said, yeah, exactly. The Christian, whatever.
I like the Russell Wilson pick. I'm very interested. That amazes me though. The backstory. Pay Flynn all this money?
Well, they talked about the numbers of Flynn. Flynn got as much as a high-end backup.
Yeah, I mean, but still.
He didn't get Kevin Cobb money. They didn't
pay that man and then you put him on the bench for a third-round rookie? But if I'm Flynn, I'm over there peeved.
Yeah.
Wilson looks good.
No. I'm not taking anything away from Russell Wilson, but I'm just saying from Flynn's perspective, you got to be sitting on the bench like
Matt Flynn has to be wondering, why did I come here? Why did I come here? Yeah.
Well, I think Flynn got basically a very nice matchup against the Detroit Lions secondary.
Yeah,
right. And he proved that a Canadian Football League quarterback can throw 6 touchdowns.
Canadian Football, eh?
The Lions against the Lions secondary. You know what I'm saying?
So you forgot about somebody. You haven't said anything about Blaine Gabbert.
First of all, Blaine Gabbert, I wouldn't even count him as a rookie quarterback. I wouldn't even count him as an NFL quarterback.
Really?
All right, Blaine Gabbert has...
With him and Malarkey over there?
Malarkey.
That's what it is, a bunch of malarkey.
And they've got Jones-Drew back.
Connection.
Jones-Drew has came back from a pointless holdout.
Jones-Drew isn't starting.
No,
he'll be in on the second play.
They say he's going to be the third down back.
You got Justin Blackman, who knows if he's going to be sober enough. to be a part of the team.
Rashad Jennings.
Rashad Jennings, I think, is going to have a very good game against Minnesota. But you talk about a Minnesota defense who I feel has gotten better. You know, Jared Allen's still a monster.
Yeah.
You know, you still have these guys, Chad Greenway and whatnot.
You don't have Ben Lieber still playing linebacker, do you?
But it's better than what it's like the Jaguars are just. They're just not a team that I can put confidence in.
That doesn't strike fear?
Who?
I'm trying to think.
Exactly, you're trying to think. And we're going to be sitting here for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, we only have so
Mercedes
much time
Lewis?
on this.
No.
Is he even on the team?
I don't know.
We have time restrictions on this show.
Yeah,
So.
and the bad thing is we are getting up there in length, but I just wanted to end on a strong topic.
Oh,
because they said Blaine Gabbert is making strides.
Well, that's like saying Christian Ponder's making strides. This is a bunch of malarkey.
They said he's got a lot more confidence. He's not as skittish in the pocket. No, no, okay.
With Luke McCown,
Luke McCown.
He had to start. They actually
He was
started.
horrible.
And where is Luke McCown now?
All these at the cash register.
Where did Luke McCown wind up
China
anyway?
calf managing
Let's just say the McCown.
with his own picture signed on the back wall.
The McCown household.
Right.
In
The McCowns have been a disappointment, to say the
A
least.
little bit. Then you're saying they're a little below the Manning?
Cade McCown,
On the pecking
Luke
order?
McCown. You McCown, stay out. No McCowning around here. No counting around.
No counting around.
Well, we getting to the end. We had a good 57 minutes.
You know, we wanted to get a little bit of everybody in. You know, the only team I think that we didn't give a little shout out to, I wanted to say something about the New England-Tennessee game. All right, you got the Patriots at the Titans.
Tom Brady's throwing for 400.
See, I have a real big issue because the Patriots, despite their great offense and they're great and all, they had, along with the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins, the worst offensive production in the preseason. You know, people want to hype up this offense of the Patriots as if they're.
I don't think I'm worried about the Patriots offense.
I'm worried more about their defense.
I think people are assuming that the Patriots are going to be fine, but not having Wes Welker there is going to be a difference.
That's definitely going.
That's going to be a difference.
He's your leading catcher for the past 3 seasons. 4
And
seasons?
I think a team like the Jets have not to go back to the Jets, but sorry, but
You always go back to the Jets.
I'm always going to go back to the Jets. But I think they've addressed handling those 2 tight ends with LaRon Landry and Jeremiah Bell.
I think Hernandez is going to have a bigger year.
Oh, well, I think that Gronkowski, just the fact that his size is so immense, he's a red zone threat at any moment.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez, he can play flex back. You know, he can be a flex back, and he can do all these things. He has more opportunity to be diverse on the offensive side of the ball. So I think that might be why.
What about all these running backs they're putting their faith in? Shane Vereen and
Steven
Stephen Ridley.
Ben Vereen?
They cleaned out the cupboard like, oh, these guys got it. Okay.
I don't even want to talk about the Patriots anymore, man. I'm good.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're at the end of the rope, but we wanted to cover everybody. What about quick thought, Jake Locker?
Jake Locker with the Titans, man. I feel that this guy can really make things happen for this team. I thought that Jake Locker was good coming out of college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought a lot of people who didn't pick him were foolish. You know, the teams who did need a quarterback, who passed over Jake Locker, I thought they were foolish.
And then he has the best backup in the league behind him in Hasselbeck.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have a hell of a time. Even if he doesn't do well, you know, he has CJ2K.
Yeah.
He has Nate Washington and Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt's hurt right now.
I'm going to say Kenny Britt doesn't count.
He'll get it together. You know,
Is he on bail? Out on bail yet?
Yeah. He got a tether around his ankle.
But the Titans have quietly put together a very solid team, and they can make a run in the AFC South. In my opinion.
Yeah, the Titans, it's going to come down to their defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Titans will go as their defense goes.
But I think that's always how the Titans have worked.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's we're going to call that a show.
Yeah, that's the NFL. baby.
NFL.
As you can see, we're all excited. I'm sure there'll be a lot of disappointment on shows next week, depending on who loses and who gets hurt.
Oh, shout out to the new Madden. The guys are really excited.
I get paid next week. I have a bonus in that check.
Got a little bonus.
And Madden will be in my clutches.
That Calvin Johnson cover.
Oh, yeah. It's Skidiodo. So we're going to sign off before we get to this hour so the video can be nice and compact.
Okay. Compact, baby.
I'm Scott Baker, Real Talk Sports, pod number 8. Thank you very much. Holla at me, put some pads on me, I'm ready to go.
This is Vincent Fernandez, Vinny Fernandez.
Real Talk Sports, man. So I mean, you wanna get your shit together with sports. You need to listen.
Yeah.
And we definitely got it all covered.
Yeah.
And we're bringing it to you every single week, whether you like it or not. Jets, Jets.